My name is Sean Doyle. I am with the 50th Anniversary Committee, and I'm speaking with George Buck Jr., who is the son of our infamous George Buck, who was here from 1940 to...
From as far as I know, from like 45, just after the war, when it was a private club still, and I can't remember exactly when it turned into public, when the town bought it. Was it 60?
1960.
Was it that? Well, really? And yeah, he was here forever.
So what we're here to do is capture a few of George's memories of growing up in Westport, his experiences here at Longshore, and what they mean to him, and what his view of future Longshore would be in his mind. George?
I don't even know where to start. It's interesting being back here because I grew up here since when I was a little kid, and I can remember when the pro shop always moved. Originally, the pro shop down where the pool area is now used to be a big locker room, and there was a tennis course. There's still tennis courts right off of there. Do they stay there?
Sure.
And there was a putting green out there, and the 17th hole was actually the first hole. I don't really remember that. That was when I was a little tiny kid, and then they decided to move the pro shop up to where the maintenance building is now. Mm-hmm. They built that, and the first hole went straight all the way down. It was a short little. A lot of guys drove the green. It was such a short little hole, and then then at that time, I'm trying to remember now, so bear with me here. Mm-hmm. This was the cart barns up here, and I remember my father had all of his golf carts up here. In the morning, we used to have to come up here and get them and drive them all the way down there to the first tee, and then eventually they put them down there, and then eventually they moved the first tee up to here, and then they moved them into this building, which is they promised them forever they were going to build a new one, but it's still here. And I guess it's functional, so it still works. So, and we were just talking a minute ago about all the old members here, and I can remember growing up here, and it kind of had the feel of a private club here. There were a lot of little cliques and so forth, and on weekend mornings, Saturday and Sunday morning, from like 8:30 to like 10 o'clock. It's funny how all the popular golfers here have always got those tee times, and there was a lot of betting going on here. It actually helped me develop my golf, because there was always a big money games going on here on Saturday and Sunday mornings, and there was all of a clique of like 30 or 40 guys, and it was serious business. I mean, you go out and you play, and then you'd end up being on the 18th hole with a $100 putt, and I'm 18 years old. It was like $1 million to me, But it taught me how to play golf for sure. And worse than wasn't so much the money, but if you missed that putt, you'd hear about it for a week from everybody, And when they got done, I never did it, but they were all into it. They'd all go into the bar. I'm talking about 40 or 50 guys. They'd all go into the bar. Maybe probably 30 or 40 of them. They'd all go into the bar, and they'd sit in there and they'd drink. And back then they smoked cigarettes in there and all that. And it was like they played gin, I think. No, they played I think it was gin they played. And they'd be in there for hours. They'd all start coming out around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They've all had a whole bunch of drinks, and then they'd just go out to dinner, whatever they did. But it was something else. And I don't know. I could probably tell stories forever. I'll forget half of the stories, half of the things that happened here. But it was interesting, and everybody had a good time here. And the tournaments were always very competitive. Like the Clandriello tournament was very competitive back then, because they had a Calcutta back then, and which was illegal.
Yep, they don't have that Calcutta anymore. No.
In fact, John Cooper and I, the current pro, him and I won it one year. We were the medalists.
No kidding.
And after the qualifying round, they probably still have a qualifying round like they used to, right?
Actually, no. It's a 4-day event.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's two-man best ball.
Well, the way it was then, there was a qualifying round, and then they put everybody into flights. And then right after that qualifying round, might have been 36-hole qualifying. I think it was 18. And then everyone would go into one of the back rooms in the one of the conference rooms in the clubhouse on Monday night, and they'd set up big tables, all the Nisticos and all that. It was unbelievable. And they'd set up this Calcutta, and There was a lot of money involved in it.
Yeah. There was a real golf culture back then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't know when they stopped that, but that made it pretty exciting.